Hello everyone. Today, me and my teammate Gautami, myself Isha and my teammate Gautami, will be showing you our project, which is titled Property Hub, for our Project 4 for web programming class. So here in our project, we can see the main page of our project in the second slide. As soon as you log into our project, you will be seeing this page. So basically, in Property Hub, we are trying to create a website where admin, seller, and buyer can log in and perform various actions in this website. So the first thing that you will see here is a register page. Uh, yeah, in this register page, anyone can log in by giving details like passport number, their first name, last name, gender, email, and contact number. And then we can click add and register here, or we can go back if we want to log in through any other way. Uh, so firstly, I'll be showing you the admin page. So as an admin, what a person that is admin can be accessing is he can view the records. So he can view the records of different properties that are available here. And you can also see the logout button present at every page in our project. And the next thing is a seller login. So in here, any seller who wants to add his properties can log in by giving his username and password. And then you can also use the checkbox "Remember me" to remember your password when you're logging in multiple times. And you can also see that we have a home button here so that we can go back to home page. Uh, and then as soon as the seller logins, he will have three options: add property details, update property details, and delete property details. In add property details, if you click that, you can see in the next slide that uh, we can add a seller can add different properties by giving property name, value, address, and ID and clicking submit. And then update property details. We can enter the property's ID, and then we can update any of its records like value, address, or property ID. And after that, we have the delete property details. Here you can see what are the records present, and we can simply click on the delete button and delete whatever property we want to. So these are the things that a seller can do. Next, you can see the buyer page. Here, buyer has two options: adding items to cart and deleting items from cart. It's simple, and anyone who wants to buy can simply add whatever properties they want to buy to the cart and delete whatever items from the cart. From here, my teammate Gautami will take over and explain you about the code and implementation of our project.
Thank you, Isha. Um, so coming to the code, as it's mentioned to work on PHP part. So initially, whenever we want to connect a web page to a database, we definitely need a medium between them. So for that, we use PHP here. So with this is the connection where it takes place, like the username, password, and DB connection. And whenever when a user logins to the system, then within the home page, then if he tries to navigate into other pages, the first thing that happens is a creation of a table and how it goes like this. So, and then as Isha has already mentioned that we are doing some updation, deletion, and adding of the records. So for that, what exactly happens is whenever you enter the details into that, so based on the property ID, which is the primary key unique one, based on that, the entire record is being fetched and it's getting updated when you do updation, or if you want to delete delete, it also happens the same. And we'll be performing some CRUD operations, right? So to add certain details into our database records, we definitely need to perform a post and get operation. So one of the example of doing adding certain property values which seller do is being represented here. So let me show you the demo. So this is our web page, and whenever user wants to register for something, he can give his details like some. Let me give a new things. And when I add the record, okay, the new item is saved successfully. So you can see that the recent record is being added here. So yeah, let me go to the admin page. So when admin logs into the system, as admin, usually admins do have some rights to change certain records. But currently, what we are doing is like when the operations by which the seller and buyer performs, all these records are being saved at certain place, right? So only the admin has the access to view the records. So whenever we press the records, enter things like property details and the persons who have registered into it, and also the buyer details like what if you log into the system, what are the records that you have at that current time is being displayed in another table. So coming to the seller login, when you log on to the system and you click on OK, and here, as my teammate mentioned, we have three different options: add, update, and delete. So whenever suppose I do want to create a record, then I'll open and I'll just give some names saying that I want to stay in Eon with a property value of $900 and in Lindbergh and an ID of 12345 and submit. And you can see the record latest one being saved here. So at the same time, you can update it, and the page looks like this. And if you want to delete certain operation, you can easily click on the delete button, and you can see that record disappears into the table. So coming to the buyer one, as I already mentioned, seller has a right to add his own property details or to update it. But buyer, what exactly does is what are the current records that all the sellers have is being displayed onto the buyer's end, so he can directly add certain information onto his cart, and after adding, that will be stored into the buyer table so that he can delete it later. But he do not have any chances to update it because we all know that we can only add some items into the cart and delete it. So when he logs to the system, and yeah, here you can see the buyer table is being created. So add items to the cart. This system will have all the records that actually present in seller end. So if you want to add this item into your cart, then you can directly click uh, market, and yeah, okay, its property ID is being considered here. And then if you want to delete it, can see now we have added that record, right? So if you want to delete it, you can easily delete it. So that's the that's the roles of admin, seller, and buyer in our project. And if you want to see the company details, like currently we thought of doing it for Georgia and Atlanta, Alpharetta, Marietta, and Griffin. So if you want information related to a particular city, you can directly click it and just identify the information, and you can also log out of the system which is present in every page. That's it from our end. Thank you.